Welcome everyone to HyperFX, so economic freedom for the world. Have you ever stopped to think that all the transformation was ignored at the beginning? Ignorance leads to downfall and losses. Great changes always encounter resistance. But those who ignore evolution pay the price of stagnation. The case of Olivetti. Olivetti was the largest machine company in the world, present in more than 100 countries, therefore a global giant. But it couldn't adapt to technological trends. So what happened? The world migrated to computers. It was negligent, ignored the transformation, and ceased to exist. Take the case of Kodak. Kodak invented the first digital camera, but went bankrupt, incredibly, fearing that it would destroy its own business. It profited greatly from photographic film and shelved digital. The market evolved, but it didn't. It paid the price of market evolution. Markets evolve in cycles. First came the large physical industries, then the digital companies, then the tech giants, and now it's the turn of blockchain. A new financial infrastructure. Decentralized, global, and programmable. And as we've seen in previous cases, those who don't keep up with evolution will fall behind, stagnate, and disappear. We have the example of Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid has established itself as one of the leading platforms in decentralized derivatives, surpassing centralized exchanges in volume and efficiency. What does this mean? The big player is Binance, and everyone goes there to do what? Trade futures, etc. And who earns all the fees behind this? It's CZ, the owner of Binance. So Hyperliquid came with this concept of being able to link our wallet, okay? A wallet we had, whether physical or, let's say, software, like MetaMask, SafePal, etc. And without needing to do internet exchange, we can do our trades, okay? Where does the money stay? In our wallet? Are we then the owners of our money? And on top of that, we pay much lower fees. In the cryptocurrency market, which moves more than 120 billion United States dollars a day. What did they understand? The trend is building infrastructure, and a market has embraced it en masse, the largest market on the planet. What's up, folks? There's a market that moves approximately $9.6 trillion a day. Look at that madness, the largest financial market on the planet. Bigger than stocks, bigger than cryptocurrencies. For decades it was dominated by large banks and institutions. It's been operating for over 100 years, the small participant depends on intermediaries, but technology has evolved, and when technology evolves, power is redistributed, and so here we have a great opportunity. Today it's possible to access this trend. The infrastructure can now be code-based. Intermediation can be reduced. Governance can be shared, and you can participate. So what is HyperFX? HyperFX is an on-chain protocol. Code-based architecture, distributed liquidity, structural transparency, decentralized governance, programmed rules, automatic execution. We have a DO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization. Voting proportional to participation. The protocol belongs to the participants. Decentralized governance. Here you don't depend on the owner. Whoever owns the token has a voice, has a vote, has real participation. The rules don't change by unilateral decision. They only change by a vote of the community participants. It's the code you run, but it's the community that decides. That's decentralized governance. How does participation work? You access The community with a token. You learn while participating, you participate while learning, the token never leaves. It remains integrated into the protocol's liquidity. What does that mean? It never leaves, folks. To participate, you have to have a token. There's no way to sell a token, let's say. Oh, it's just another token that the guys behind always find a way to sell. No, folks, this time there isn't that. There's no way to sell tokens. We can only buy tokens. It remains integrated into the protocol's liquidity. You receive a share of the results generated by the ecosystem in USD, the digital dollar. So, Duarte, if I buy the token, I can't sell it, I won't receive my earnings in the token. Because I can't sell it, exactly. So I'll receive it in USD, okay? So, folks, the activated capital remains as a token within the structure. So here we have several access categories. You can choose how to access it, and it's available to anyone. Anyone, as long as you have what? $10. So, from $10 to $100 you can enter the system. With $10 you become the Explorer. Okay, the Explorer accesses with $10. Up to a 5% monthly participation limit, with a 200% maximum multiplier limit. What do you mean? With $10 I'll earn a maximum of 20. The builder, who is the constructor, accesses with $100, which is the minimum, up to a 10% monthly participation limit with a 250% maximum multiplier limit. The architect accesses with $100 up to a 15% limit for expansion. Salt, and he earns 300% as a ceiling, as the maximum multiplier limit. So you can choose to start consciously, responsibly, with a long-term vision. So here we have a shared economy. In the blockchain era, it's about a shared economy. Today you earn by referring a bank, a card, an app, a supermarket, etc. You earn points, you earn money. So companies pay because relationships generate what? Growth for everyone. I will earn because I will refer another person. The company in turn gains another client and will generate what? Growth. You share the HyperFX community and participate proportionally in the real results generated by the use of the protocol. The more people use the infrastructure, the more the ecosystem grows. It's growth based on participation, a direct participation model. There are direct participation models of up to 20% on the results generated by your direct referrals. For example, if the referral generates $100 in results in a month, you can participate proportionally, with up to $20 within the program, if you wish to become a professional. You can build a community starting with yourself and participate with up to 7% proportional to the results generated by the formed structure through your referrals and the referrals of your network. The more your community participates, the more you participate in the ecosystem. Participation is proportional to collective growth. Your decision. Olivetti ignored the trend. Kodak ignored the trend. HyperFX understood the trend and grew. Now that you understand, you have two decisions. Option A. Ignore the trend. Option B. Access the trend and take control of your economic freedom. Graphic arts. The market is already changing. The decision is now in your hands. Welcome to HyperFX, economic freedom for the world. A hug and goodbye.